Once you start learning it, you can actually start doing longer drifts and even donuts. This video is gonna have everything you need to know about drifting in PUBG Mobile to make yourself a pro drifter. Drifting is a brand new feature that they just added in the brand new 3.6 update as a forever update. It's not just gonna be in the event, it's actually gonna be forever in the game. So like I said, in today's video, we're gonna be showing you everything you need to know about drifting, what vehicles you can drift with, how different skins affect your drifting, and later on in the video, we're gonna have hand cam footage to show you exactly what you need to do to drift in this game. Let's start off by showing you what vehicles here are the ones that can drift and which ones cannot drift. And the funny thing is, some of these you will not expect can drift. Let's start off at the very beginning with the motorcycles. So none of the motorcycles, and usually a rule of thumb is if you do not see the auto drive feature, it usually will not be able to drift. None of these motorcycles you are able to do any of the drifting. So I can even show you with just the regular motorcycle here. If I get some speed and then click the brake, it's not going to do the drifting. Not the snowmobile and not the trike. And then you might think that the tuk-tuk here would drift because it's a little bit different, but it's basically a motorcycle. As you can see, no drifting. But there is one of these off-road vehicles, which I think this is a Noosa exclusive, that as you can see, it does have the auto driving, and this kind of makes sense because I guess you could kind of drift in a four-wheeler like this. But yeah, the ATV can drift. I think this is a Noosa exclusive. And then we move on to, of course, all the vehicles that can drift, but there are still some that you would be surprised that cannot drift. So we've got the buggy. The buggy can drift, and honestly, the skins that you put on change the way the drifting actually works. So if we go over to this one, the Polaris regular buggy skin, it honestly feels a lot nicer, I would say, control-wise, drifting in just a regular buggy skin rather than that big F1 buggy skin. It does look really cool, though, when you are drifting in the F1 buggy skin. Right, the Murado. This one you can 100% drift in. Of course, this is one of my favorite vehicles to drift in. Another little key thing is when you click on auto driving, and I know that I haven't completely told you guys how to drift here, but if you click on auto driving, that's the easiest way to hold a drift in the game, is holding auto drive. You don't have to actually hold it, you just tap it. And then once you tap it, you can also tap the speed boost one time while you tap on auto drive, and it'll automatically have the speed boost. But with the speed boost, I feel like it's just a lot harder to control, and it's a lot easier to drift when you don't have the speed boost tapped and you just are auto driving. All right, let me not leave you hanging and show you exactly how to drift with this vehicle here. Just a quick little rundown, show you guys what to do to drift, and then I'll show you later in the video a hand cam demonstration after we check out more of the vehicles that you can actually drift in the game. All right, so first things first, you do not have to click on auto drive if you do have enough fingers to drift in the game. As you can see, I'm still drifting. I don't have the auto drive turned on, but one of the easiest ways to drift in the game, and this is going to be so helpful because it is kind of really, really new and not a lot of people know how to do it. And I'm going to actually show you a lot of mistakes that people have been making with drifting. So check this out. If you want to drift, click on the auto drive, don't click the speed boost, and all you have to do is tap your emergency brake once. That's all you have to do to start the drift, is tap the emergency brake, that e-brake right there. I'll zoom in for you. You just got to tap it once and it'll start drifting for you. A lot of people have been holding down the brake, and as you can see, what that does is it stops the car. It does not drift the car. It just completely stops the car. You can still also auto accelerate while auto speed boosting and still drift. But I'm telling you, if you speed boost, it's going to make the drifting a lot harder. It does look sick, I'm not going to lie, but it's going to make the drifting a lot harder. So I like having no speed boost, and all you got to do is just tap that e-brake right there. Tap and turn in the direction that you're going to drift. You can hold the drift. You can kind of slowly teach yourself how to do the drift in the duration you want to do it in. It's kind of a skill that you have to learn and master. Once you start learning it, you can actually start doing longer drifts and even donuts, which is really, really cool. I really love this drifting feature. I think because Tencent is making the brand new Need for Speed Mobile. They might have taken these drifting assets or whatever this is and put it into this game because it just feels really, really good. Let's move on to the next cars that we can actually drift. So, of course, and this skin is a perfect example of a skin that feels weird when you're drifting in the game. As you can see, it just feels a little bit different. But let's say we were to change it to the Tesla. The drifting feels a lot better in the Tesla. And actually, maybe because the Dodge cars came out and they were told, hey, the Dodge skins are coming out around the same time that the drifting feature is coming out. For some reason, the Dodge skins just feel so good when it comes to drifting in this game. And it's actually kind of crazy how good all the Dodge skins feel like. All right, so this is gonna be a first time for me. Can the Ronnie, aka the Cybertruck, drift? Oh, it can. Look how slow this thing goes. But let's see how it looks when we drift the Cybertruck in PUBG Mobile. Here we go. Hey, it doesn't feel that bad. It actually feels really good. So yeah, the Ronnie truck, which I think this is a Sandhawk exclusive, can drift. This is pretty cool. Drifting a Cybertruck in PUBG Mobile. Holy. What is going on to my gloves? Why do they look like that? Oh my gosh, dude. Ultra graphics make your Glacier gloves look insane. These are the vehicles that are on specific maps, but it is cool to know that these vehicles also have drifting. Grubhub, I'm gonna get you guys your delivery real quick. Skirt. Dude, drifting is literally one of the coolest things they've added to the game. I'm not even gonna lie. The UAZ, of course, classic PUBG Mobile vehicle. It can drift, and it feels good. But the weirdest vehicle to me that can drift is this absolute beast of a vehicle, a monster truck. And it feels fun when you're drifting in a massive PUBG Mobile monster truck. Skirt. And of course, I'm pretty sure this is a Livic exclusive vehicle, but this crazy UTV here, it can be drifted and it's so crazy. I drifted these exact vehicles in real life. That was the vlog from the real life drifting moment that we actually had. And then not only can you drift these buses, right? These buses can be drift. But because they can also drift, it means that those the supply shops that you could buy the buses and they're like a little battle shop, they can drift as well, which is crazy. And check this out. Sadly, I wish this one can drift. This one, the BRDM, no drifting. And then, of course, the glider. We can't drift with this bad boy. It's supposed to fly. All right, guys. So now it is time to show you the hand cam segment. Let me show you exactly how I drift with the hand cam here. And you can see my fingers touching exactly the buttons you want to touch, exactly how you want to touch them, so that you can actually start drifting and learning how to drift yourself. So you, of course, can change your settings to make sure you have the play style that you need so that you can drift. Not everybody has to use the auto accelerate, the auto driving feature. Not everybody has to do that, but the auto driving feature is the brand new thing that they just added, where it auto drives. Look at this. I'm not using my hands. My hands are right here. They're not touching the screen at all, but it's auto driving. This is a brand new feature that they just added, and then you can also tap the speed boost once and it will auto speed boost for you as well. Normally, driving used to look like this. And if you are using more than just, you know, the amount of fingers that I use to drive, I use just my thumbs. I could probably adjust this, and I probably will because of the drifting feature, but I've never adjusted my driving because it never has had to be adjusted. And by the way, that's what would have happened when you would spin out and there was no drifting in the game before this update. But how I drift, the easiest way for me to drift right now, and this will help you a lot, click on auto, and all you have to do is this. Turn in the direction you want to drift, and you can, you know, you'll learn. You'll have to definitely feel for the drift where you want to drift, and if you can, like, you know, perfect your drifting. But as you can see, I'm only using one hand to drift. I'm first clicking the brake when you have to get enough speed for whatever vehicle you're using. I'm tapping the brake once, and I'm turning in the direction that I want to drift. And you can actually do it multiple times like that. So as you can see, we'll drift right here, drift for a little bit. And then let's say we want to drift in the other direction. Well, we turn and start drifting in the other direction by clicking the e-brake again. So you can see you can actually drift multiple times by clicking that e-brake as many times as you want if you have enough speed and momentum. Right now, my biggest thing with drifting is I want to learn how to drift and then switch to my passenger, because it will still drift for you while you're switching to your passenger, and become perfect at doing that, because drifting is already kind of a crazy angle you're putting your car at. And so this is going to be putting you at an advantage while you're drifting, shooting at the enemy. But yeah, that's basically it. Honestly, you do not have to have the auto drive feature turned on. It just helps me because it's less buttons to press. But if you do have those fingers to press those extra buttons, you can literally just hit the e-brake, as long as you're doing it fast enough. As you can see, it's kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie. It is tough if you're not used to doing something like this. But yeah, all you gotta do is hit that e-brake, and you'll be able to start drifting, even with just the regular driving, not just the auto driving. Another thing that you can actually learn is if you have a wide enough space, you could just keep drifting. You could do donuts like this. This is something that you definitely have to practice at first, because as you can see, the way that I'm moving my fingers and everything, it's a little bit different. But yeah, you could do an infinite donut as long as you have the gas. You can even drink. You can even take painkillers while you're drifting, which is kind of funny. And then if I want to start the drift in the other direction, I can go like this and then hit the brake again. But the momentum and the physics of the drifting in PUBG Mobile feels so good, to the point where I genuinely feel like the drifting came from the Need for Speed mobile game that Tencent is creating soon enough here for all of us. But yeah, you are definitely going to have to learn how to perfect the drifting. But by perfecting the drifting, it makes it so much more fun to play the game. This is like my new addiction, is just kind of drifting around. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you guys liked it, make sure you guys leave a thumbs up. Show me you like videos like this. I would love to also have you guys be part of the Medallions family. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications to know when we go live, because we'll be doing tons of cool things on our live stream. Thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.